Welcome back. Gotta talk fast. This is a show called Impressive. It's with Logan Paul, and this episode is called UFO Expert Dr. Revere or some shit like that. Anyway, they're gonna talk about some really some things, and I want to give my insight on it because I have questions and thoughts. This guy is a doctor, I believe, and he's worked for the United States government for years and stuff, and on special projects. And this is a hour and 20 something minute show. So I skipped 43 minutes ahead in 19 seconds because I wanted to get to this point, and everything before that is good stuff about UFO disclosure and all this different stuff that he knows. I can't say it's all true because I don't know this guy. I've seen him around on places, but I don't know. But I found another video I want to connect that to because he says something that has me thinking for a long time because, I call myself the thinking man, and this guy's gonna prove uh, things. Maybe not about what he's saying, but when he says about thinking and stuff, I know it to be true because how can he be a doctor and super smart and, study things and figure out, what he's supposed to figure out? And I'm not that. I just studied the Bible and things like what he says and other things, and I came to the same conclusions of how powerful our brains are.
Gotta sacrifice one of our pets. I know something's going up in Orpheus.
Should I?
Yeah, dude. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, that's what this next documentary is all about.
No, I hope it's not what he just said.
No.
Okay.
It's about the science of consciousness.
Oh, okay,
so
perfect.
think about it. All of us are awake, and the physicists have figured out that even though our individualities are different, that the field of consciousness is a singularity. That is the singularity everyone's looking for in AI. So this has been known for years and years and years in classified projects, and that.
If my regular viewers are still watching, you'll notice me have mentioned multiple times the monkey experiment and how they prove animals have a connective mind, and we're better than monkeys, so we gotta have it more advanced than they do.
That's why the CIA had a big program using consciousness to spy on the Soviet Union, sort of like psychic spies. But what we're doing is that we're using consciousness and in the meditative state to.
Did you ever hear about astral projecting and how the government spent millions and millions in dollars of how to try to figure it out, and they say that they successfully did it, and that means you project your thought, you know how to project yourself anywhere in the world, and you can watch people. Aren't there people that believe in ghosts and stuff? And I keep saying that everything down here is not always your grandmother. Didn't I say the reason why the chosen can't get nowhere is because we got rats and stuff? We got rats and we got people that are watching us. They're not wicked spirits though. They're evil people, so that makes that a wicked spirit. You get it?
Remote view where these ET objects are, and then make contact with them and show them where we are mentally, and then with lasers and electromagnetic signals.
See, this is
going
where
up.
I start.
No,
to,
yeah,
this is
you
where I
lost me
start
too.
to have trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Everyone's gonna have trouble.
Yeah, me too.
Like, because now you're speaking Spencer's language, and me and him have gone
Speaking
back
my
and forth
language
this.
now.
Well, there's a lot of documents
Revealing
that have been
truths.
disclosed about
But there's
people
documents
who,
about the flat Earth.
who remote view
No, not
very,
flat
very
Earth.
specific buildings, structures, everything,
Right,
numbers,
right.
people in rooms from across the planet.
No, there's no
The
question
military's
that
been studying this for a long time.
Well, Stanford Research International (SRI) had a huge program for years doing this, and the scientific studies are dispositive. They prove this. The question is, let's back this up. Even the
Every time I play a fucking doctor in here and then they agree with what I say, remember, it's not because I made it up. It's because I actually study things and pay attention and then remember things. Because my Lord said, pay the fuck attention. Stop being ignorant. things are around you that you don't even realize, just like anybody else. And if you wake up and stop fucking watching football and playing video games.
Mainstream media is admitting now these UFOs are real. Our military's been encountering them. How do you think they're communicating from, say, the Andromeda Galaxy, which is 2.5 million light years
Making
from here on
phone
Earth?
calls?
You know, at the speed of your cell phone, that's 2.5 million years to get a signal there, 2.5 million years back.
I think
it's
that's
too
what,
damn
I
slow.
think that's what Sprint's running right now.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, it takes 2.5 million years to do anything. So
he's openly admitting that human beings have the fucking power of phone calls in your brain. Get it? You see how my father made everything first and all we did was copy everything he's ever done. Now, if he made special people and all people can make phone calls, what do you think those special people have the phone number to?
that's 5 million years round trip to the nearest galaxy to the Milky Way. All right, so it's too slow. So you're dealing with sciences and technologies that are interfacing with other fields of not only energy but thought. So these civilizations think to their device and it does something.
I knew
they
it.
think to their console and the spacecraft goes boing boing to one point to another.
What's that thing called? The neural? What's the name
Neuralink?
Yeah, Neuralink.
Yeah, everyone on this planet who are high-tech are trying to go there, and there's some great work. If you look at Dr. Radin's work,
I could have swore I made a video about Neuralink. I forgot what that's named, but it's somewhere in the archives.
you know, a lot of physicists have done studies with photons and with random number generators that generate numbers randomly, with people thinking to them and it's shifting. So if you look at the science on that, it's really, really strong. And that's what we're going to connect some dots in this next documentary, where we go from, okay, here's the evidence, they're here. Here's the false information everyone's been told. But here's actually what their technologies are doing and how we can initiate contact. Because what I think we have to do, instead of 1 million people charging the gates at Area 51, we need to have millions of people going out under the desert and making contact with these civilizations.
Whoa.
It's the equivalent of a cosmic denial of service to these classified projects.
Whoa,
my question-
like 1 million people
A
meditating
million
at one
people
time.
doing this and go bang, and and then all of a sudden, if you look, we have 40,000 people right now on my team around the world doing this, and
Whoa.
they're having these close encounters all over the world. Amazing stuff.
But what's the actual practice when you're meditating? Like, do you like hum a certain way? Do you
That's what
stand
Spencer
up, sit
does.
down?
Sound bowls.
Yeah, whatever fires your rockets, honey.
Really?
Yeah, no.
He just said you have the power to make phone calls, and he says, how do we dial the numbers? What numbers do we use? Oh, just start dialing random numbers. Is that how a fucking phone works? It can. You can dial random numbers and get somebody. But are you going to talk to the person you want to talk to? Because you're looking for certain answers, And since it's a mental thing, and life forms could be all out there, like they say, you don't want to dial up just anybody, do you? They might have caller ID. Get it? Now, he said, I have 40,000 fucking people basically praying. Mental alchemy. They all get together and they all dial the number to who they want to dial to. I don't know who they're calling. All I do know is I've been running my mouth for this year, figuring things out, and I keep saying I need people to actually wake the fuck up and realize that God is in you and you can connect to him, and we don't have to deal with all this bullshit. Because you can call daddy. Oh, I think I've been running around saying that and I'm going to call my father on you. Haven't I been saying that? But I don't have no direct, I don't know the number. The number for me is, Lord, help me, please. I'm following the law as best as I can. Help me.
There are certain techniques that help. There's mantras, there's this and that. But I had a friend here as a doctor here in LA, and she she used to play the harp as a hobby, and she would get into this state of consciousness that was this deep, quiet state of consciousness, and would have these beautiful experiences where she could sense another place, have high intuition. So that was her mantra, was her harp. So,
Did you know, like, the word mantra? Like, I heard that word a long time ago and learned of it because I read the Bible and found out that priests and the old men of the past, they used mantras. They're like songs. And when you say the octaves the right way, dial the right number, they used to call the Most High directly. That's what the Leviticus priests are for. That's what the Leviticus laws are for. You gotta clean your phone, and then you gotta dial the right number by hymns. Hymns are chants, mantras. Fun fact that I just learned yesterday or today. Did you know David was a songwriter? Did you know that? So when you read the Psalms of David, they're the songs of David. Like I keep telling you, the Bible has bars. And for some reason, I decided to write those bars in my lyrics. Get it? And then things happen in my life and the outcomes. I read my bars from 10 years ago and I'm like, I live in that. And oh, I said I won at the end of that one. I wonder if I'm going to win right now. I wonder if I wrote. I wonder if the Most High was talking to me like, yeah, write this down, nigga, and never lose these papers. Because one day you're going to go through this, and there you go. Your answers is right there.
I tell people, if there are 7-8 billion people on this planet, there are 8 billion spokes into the hub of the wheel of life, which is this quiet state of consciousness that's unbounded in space and time.
Dr. Greer,
and that's beautiful. I mean, and so but there are certain techniques that help, and I teach people that. Before I was a doctor, I was a meditation teacher.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I was one of the original, like Louise Hay of Hay House. She was one of my students. Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question? I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this. What's the point of it? And here's why I ask.
The point of what?
Just of communicating with them, right? So, for example, I know that there's somebody in Kuwait right now. Yeah. They're probably having a good day, kicking the soccer ball around, right? I don't necessarily want to fucking talk to them. I'm sure they're there, but I got a good cheeseburger I could eat. I got shows I could watch. We could play football outside, rake leaves, all kinds of shit. Okay, so why am I going to go out to the middle of the desert with a harpist and a random number generator to try to make contact with an intermolecular majority conference being? Do you hear what I'm saying right now? Like,
well, that's not what we're doing.
I don't even call my fucking grandmother Dr. Grid.
Oh,
she's 90
give
years.
her a call, man.
I will, but I'm just saying, like, why do I want to talk to Bleep Blork and Deep Dop from fucking Channel 76 Igork?
Because if we don't, then who the hell will?
I don't know.
Well,
it's like you're driving.
If we don't, then who will? He's obviously talking about people, right? So if you guys don't go call whoever you want to call, you are scared that somebody else is going to call who they want to call. I found this video today.
Talking to oneself is a deeply ingrained habit that most people find difficult to give up. It is as natural as eating and drinking. We cannot simply stop this internal chatter. However, what we can control are the nature and direction of these conversations within ourselves.
Do you talk to yourself out loud? I do. Always have. And people always think I'm fucking crazy because of it. Did you know they say most geniuses talk to themselves? All the most incredible geniuses, all of them spoke to themselves out loud. And we consider them geniuses now. The people back then said they're fucking crazy.
Surprisingly, many of us remain unconscious of the profound impact these inner dialogues have on shaping the circumstances of our lives. In essence, Our internal conversations serve as the roots from which the circumstances of our existence spring. Just as the proverb goes, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Yet we often fail to recognize that our thoughts are guided by the well-trodden paths established within our minds by these ongoing dialogues. If we wish to alter the course of our lives and move towards the direction we desire, we must shed the weight of our old conversations. In the Bible, this process is referred to as abandoning the old man and renewing oneself in the spirit of the mind.
Wouldn't that mean you're gonna transform, but you're still gonna look the same? Because you can't. This Transformers, you're not. No, your mind changes, therefore you change. I think that's what I literally keep saying over and over. The Goku thing. I'm going to transform. I'm going to renew my mind. I'm going to think different. Thinking man's throne. Get it now?
Our speech is a mirror image of our thoughts. To change our thoughts, we must first change our speech. That is, the mental conversations we hold within ourselves. The world we inhabit is a realm of infinite possibilities for mental transformations. Everything we manifest in our lives is intricately tied to the mental conversations we unconsciously engage in.
Yeah.
But as civilized beings,
So when I run around and I say, the Lord said I'm God to you niggas. You see why I run around and say it now? Because I'm God to you niggas. Whether you like it or not.
we must become aware of those conversations and act with a purpose. Our mental conversations attract the course of our lives. Indeed, the conversations we hold within ourselves play a significant role in shaping our experiences.
Yes.
As long as we maintain the same internal dialogue, our personal history remains stagnant. Attempting to change the external world before addressing our internal conversations is akin to battling against the natural order of things. We often abandon ourselves to the negative internal conversation, and yet we hope to possess control of our life.
Do you understand that means you're having a war with yourself right now? I wonder why I teach yin yang, the light and the dark, the ego and the mind, because this is the internal battle of all of us. You just think you're one with yourself. You chose to be on one side. You didn't harness the side you're supposed to be on. So you can, maybe you don't.
Without realizing that our own negative internal conversations are the cause of disappointments and misfortunes, we may continue to wander in a never-ending cycle, attributing our problems to external forces, rather than recognizing the true source within ourselves. Our external experiences are reflections of our inner dialogues and mental conversations. What we focus on internally manifests in our reality, echoing the thoughts and beliefs we hold. Our present mental conversations, if filled with negativity, move towards the future to confront us as wasted or inverted words. What truly matters is our actions in the present, even if their effects might not be immediately visible. We call forth change not with loud voices, but with intense internal attention, creating through careful listening. The events and relationships in life are a reflection of our internal world. Speaking internally from a place of fulfilled desires is the key to conscious creation. Our internal dialogues continually manifest around us in the events we encounter. Thus, to see and hear the reality we desire externally, we must first envision and hear it within. If we master the art of controlled internal speech, we discover the excitement of confidently speaking what we want to manifest before it happens, solidifying.
Isn't that what my father says? Speak it and it'll be so. How did the Bible say the Creator created everything? With his words. Before he used his words, He thought, he thinks, and then he says, and then it's so. So what do you have to do? See, the difference between the Lord and us is he can sustain the will of that thought. Get it? And it never changes. So we exist. If you can picture yourself, if you can connect to the Lord, if we, the chosen, can get on one accord and just call God. All of the building, all of that entrepreneur, all the fucking dumb shit that everybody thinks to get free. No, 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 no. Once we make the phone call, Daddy does the work. He gets the shaking and baking. And they will understand. That's how the game works. It says nothing will be done by us without him. This is why it says no man can set you free. You have to get your phone vibrating on the right level, because you're like a signal, and when all the right signals are vibrating right, we can make the phone call.
Our belief in its realization, consciously utilizing imagination, allows us to transform and channel the immense creative energies of our internal discussions, from the mental and emotional realms to the physical. What is your goal? Does it align with your internal dialogue? Fulfilling your goal requires harmony between your inner conversations and desired state. Just as two cannot walk together without agreement, your internal dialogue must agree with your desired reality.
Now you see how he's talking about yourself like you're two different people and they have to be on one accord? Now you understand, I'm Goku, I'm Vegeta, I'm fused, I'm yin and I'm yang. Do you understand it now? We all have to take this fight amongst ourselves. This is why the Lord says a house divided cannot stand. If you're not on one accord with yourself, you can't rise. Fuck getting in accord with the person next to you. You're not in accord with yourself. That's how we get on accord with each other. That's how we get in harmony, by harmonizing ourselves. Now me, I'm trying to go through this, and it's very hard doing it by myself. It's hard to teach this and do this and sustain the thought. I think that's why my Lord had me write these songs down, so I can listen to them, make videos on them, and then, I actually listen to my shit. It's me, my mind, and then I get the affirmations of me saying it. Get it? And then I live it, and then, get it? How do you think I defeated my enemies? As soon as they started attacking, they fucked up. I already recorded my war songs. So I just go to work, listen to my war songs, GMB, come and follow me, and all that stuff that I play y'all. The Dragon Ball Z, the X-Men. And then my thought process starts going. Things happen, and I'm like, oh, I need to do that bar. I need to think like that. I need to do this. I know what's going on, and then niggas don't know what to do. That's why they can't figure out what the fuck's going on. I'm like, yo, 1 minute he's talking God, next minute he's Vegeta up, wailing, stunting, talking niggeration, and next minute he's this. Because I'm at one myself. You don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get what I give you. And
the correct internal discourse is that which reflects the discourse
with yourself.
Of a fulfilled ideal.
Fun fact. You see how I just did that and went like that? Did you know everybody does that? But in ancient times, this is the sign of war. Did you know that? Now when you look at people's pictures, notice they're always doing this. And they're saying peaceful things, and they're da-da-da-da-da-da. But they're literally telling you war. Oh yeah, my father said when they say they come in peace, they really mean war. When they look like they want to be peaceful and they're doing this and they're smiling, they're letting you know
The ancient wisdom speaks of the two gifts bestowed upon man, the mind and speech, equating to a form of immortality. When used correctly, these gifts guide us towards divine realms, even beyond the confines of the physical body. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word is the offspring of the mind, and it holds the essence of vibration, resonating out into the world and attracting back into our lives what aligns with our internal frequencies. Our internal conversations, akin to the Word of God, shape the life we create both within ourselves and around us. The union of the Word and mind gives birth to life, as spoken in ancient teachings. You and your internal conversation are one, and transforming your mind necessitates transforming your internal dialogue. To achieve your aspirations, ensure your inner conversations resonate with your envisioned reality.
Remember, Danny, how I transformed you in those 4 years? How'd I do it? What'd I tell you? Stop calling yourself fat. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying all these things. Remember how I used to sit there and correct each word and show you to yourself how many times you talk bad about yourself? How many times did I show you that I see that look in your face and I'm like, yo, stop thinking that shit. I see you over there thinking that bullshit. Stop it. And what happened when you started to listen and fight against yourself? Like, yeah, he's right. I do always, and what I had I show you is the truth. Because I admitted, nigga, that's what I do to myself. Oh, we all do this to ourselves. We just lie. Everyone's lying. They're lying like they're happy. They're lying like they're confident. They're pretending. And what happened? A couple months later, you was on top of your game. And I told you, I only could bring you to the top of this level, the ceiling. I know there's a new level, and I don't know how to get there. I fell when I got to the top of the ceiling, remember? And I met you and showed you how to get to the top. And I said, when you get there, stay there. You're going to fall, but don't worry. The Lord's going to make me raise back up. And then we're going to learn how to break through the floor, and we're going to be on the next level. And then you quit. And here I am on the next level by myself. You know how further we could have went? All I need is one motherfucker.